Digging beyond the headlines. Tonight we're discussing Nasarawa politics with a senator representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District in the National Assembly, Senator Aliyu Wadada. All right, Senator, before we went on that break, you talked about the fact that you do not jettison political relationship because of political party difference. Was that the reason you chose to support Governor Sule during the governorship election, despite being a member of the SDP?
Yeah, no, not just because. The reason being that I had earlier on been emphatic on competence, ability, and what have you. I put all the governorship candidates or gubernatorial candidates, so to say, on the table, and of course, none would I have gone for as a replacement to A.A. Sule. Because he stands to be much more competent than if there was anybody much more, if the gubernatorial candidate of SDP at that time was much more or appeared to be much more competent than A.A. Sule, believe you me, I would have gone for my party candidate. But like I told you, I wouldn't just go for you just because you belong to my party. No, I don't do that. I am beyond that. Because in some cases, parties make wrong choices, and I will not go for the wrong choice for obvious reasons of antecedents, for obvious reasons of records, that I go for you just because you belong to my party. I went for A.A. Sule because he is much more competent than all the other candidates that were fielded by other political parties. That is it.
So, just Senator, like in other words, your party did not have a competent candidate. Is that it?
As competent as A.A. Sule. Every human being has some level of competence, but one competence will be much more than the other. A.A. Sule is much more educated. A.A. Sule is much more exposed. A.A. Sule is much more experienced. And A.A. Sule, as sitting governor, has, stuff to lay on the table as achievements. So that's it.
All right. So Governor Sule was able to secure a second term in office despite opposition from SDP and Labour Party. It's 1 month into his second term in office. What's your assessment of the administration?
Well, the State Assembly is... he is yet to even form his cabinet, so I'm not in a position to say anything about his second term in office. But I don't think it will. I will expect that he takes it further than where it was. If he could achieve what he had achieved in the first 4 years, it is only natural, and it is only natural to expect that he does better in the second term. So when the time comes to talk about that, because I say it the way it is, so. There's really nothing yet to talk about.
All right, so talking about doing better, what areas do you want the governor to focus on towards bringing greater development to that state?
Thank you for that. First and foremost is for the governor to give much more attention to the Abuja corridors of Nasarawa State. Because the Abuja corridors of Nasarawa State is the heartbeat of the state because of the proximity to FCT. From where I am, under ideal traffic, in 10 minutes, you are already in the first part of Nasarawa State. So, well, let's put it 10 minutes. Because behind you here is Pape, behind Pape is Nasarawa State. Behind Asokoro Extension is Nasarawa State. So what are we talking about? So the governor should look much more into the Abuja corridors of Nasarawa State so that he creates another Abuja from outside Abuja. It's as simple as that. And I have the belief that something will be done about that. If it is not done, well, it's a matter of time. Our time shall come, and we will do the needful.
So talking about strengthening sustainable security network in Nasarawa State, what's your advice to the governor?
Security what?
Talking about strengthening security network in Nasarawa State, what's your advice to the governor?
Well, security is everybody's business. And what first ensures security is for people to be engaged. Our teeming youths should be gainfully employed. And standard of education should be improved upon because, infrastructure should be available so that people will go about their daily endeavors with ease. And of course, security agencies within the state should be made as comfortable as they should be. And enlightenment campaigns should be carried on from time to time. Traditional rulers, our traditional institutions must be incorporated into the structure of community responsibilities government responsibilities in every community. The traditional institutions or institutions in that given community should be part of security network, and that will, if that is all these are done, of course, it will take the security situation in the state to another level.
All right. So let's talk about National Assembly leadership positions. You were one of those who agitated for the North Central. How do you feel about the way things turned out in the National Assembly in the end? Senator, did you get my question?
For whatever I put before me, or whatever I aspire to, or whatever I support, or whatever I intend to do, I always have it at the back of my mind that the fact that I will not relent in putting in everything available to me, I always have it at the back of my mind that it is only that is destined by God that happens. I come from North Central, and so I should stand for North Central, for whatever North Central deserves. And it is only right for North Central to have been given a presiding officer position in the Senate, which of course we canvassed for. But God didn't destine that, and so we have accepted the situation as it is and moved on. Today, we are very happy with the leaderships of the Senate, from presiding officers to majority members of the majority leadership on the other side, and of course that of the minority. We have moved on, so we are happy. I supported and voted for Senator Akpabio, who today is the president of the Senate. Bakwemi, or the deputy Senate president, Barrow from Kano, is our deputy Senate president. And of course, I have always enjoyed a fantastic relationship with the two of them, even before the they aspired to be what they are today. And we are happy it has happened. But the good thing is everybody knew what we stood for as far as North Central is concerned. Because if you are a true, politician, whatever you stand for at any given time shouldn't be hidden. We stood for North Central as our geopolitical zone, not just because it is our geopolitical zone and we stood for what it did not deserve. We stood for what we stood for because we are from North Central, and North Central performed so well to have deserved what we canvassed for. But at the end of the day, as believers, we have given to destiny. So that's it.
So, Senator, some analysts say the position of Secretary to Government of the Federation is enough compensation for the zone. Do you agree?
It all depends on the way you look at it. Of course, the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation is a strategic and important office. But talking about the politics of the chamber of the Senate, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation will have really nothing to for instance, today, with the leaderships, from presiding officers to majority part of the Senate and the minority part of the Senate, in the politics today that will go on as to membership and chairmanship and deputy chairmanship of committees, what role will the Secretary to the Government play there for you? That will be confined or limited to what the leadership chooses to do. So, Secretary to the Government of the Federation is an appointment. Being a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is not an appointment. It's a mandate position that is tenured. So, tell the rest to yourself.
All right. So, Senator, the SDP is one of the 7 political parties represented in the National Assembly. What impact do you think the party can play in the national legislature?
The party has already started playing. My appearance here is the party that is playing. And nobody can wish away what I'm saying or what I've said so far. All the senators and the members of the House of Representatives under the platform of SDP in the present National Assembly are not wish away senators or wish away members. We're all experienced. My colleague, Senator Akwashiki, was there from 2019 to now. He just got re-elected. He's a ranking senator. And I came in as a, cognate senator because I had the privilege of serving as member of the House of Representatives. So today I am a ranking senator. So you cannot wish away 2 ranking senators. Neither can you wish away 2 ranking members of the House of Representatives. So Honorable Jonathan Gaza is there for the 3rd term now. Honorable Sarki Dahiru is there for also 3rd term now. 2nd or 3rd term, I don't want to get it mixed up, but anyway, whatever it is, they are all ranking members of the House of Representatives. So the party has already spoken.
So we are 1 month into the administration of President Bola Tinubu. How will you describe his performance so far?
So far, we have nothing to say other than to congratulate, commend, and applaud so far the moves done by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which of course should not be a surprise to anybody, because this is the Tinubu we expected. This is the Tinubu we have always known. This is the Tinubu that belongs to, man of yesterday, active today, and available for tomorrow. That is just the simplest way to put it. He's a game changer. He changed the game in Lagos by developing human capacity, by turning around the economic fortunes of Lagos, by making Nigeria proud for what Lagos is to the globe, to the international community, and also change the political wheels as in rolling of Nigeria, because he was instrumental to the merger that brought about APC, and instrumental. Nobody can take away that credit from him. Yes, God destined President Buhari will be president 2015, but in every divine outing, there is always the human aspect of it. God didn't come down for any of his prophets, so you couldn't have come down for President Buhari. President Bola Tinubu made the change by the grace of God. So this that so far he has done, that is even before the formation of the cabinet, is what we expected. Because that is his, looking at his trajectory, his antecedents and proven records, of course, nobody should expect less. And more, I know, shall come. And that's why I said, outside my personal relationship with him, with due respect, I campaigned for him. I went all out for him, because all I need is a better Nigeria. Once the environment is enabling, I have my brains to walk around and live a good life. I must not even necessarily see him as a president. Once the environment is enabling enough, I will navigate my ways. So thumbs up to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu so far. And we pray that God will continue to guide, bless, and protect his stewardship.
All right, so talking about his cabinet, what kind of persons would you like to see in his cabinet?
Of course, the kind of people I will expect are people that will be reflection of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Tinubu, which of course he did in Lagos. So anything short of a reflection of him will not be expected, and I know he will not do it. Where a technocrat needs or deserves to be appointed a minister, I know the president will do that. Where a politician that has requisite, not just traditional politician that has no record to show, I don't think he's good, because he has the knowledge of how to patronize politicians. Not necessarily, because one thing that has been holding us back in all ramifications of our polity is the inability to distinguish between politics and governance. President Tinubu has that brain. He had done it before. He differentiated between politics and governance in Lagos. And that's why even the most 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the most performed actors in the immediate past administration all went through the school of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right, Senator, so still on this, what areas will you advise the president to focus on in his desire to turn things around for the better in the country?
Nigeria is an endowed country. And we need investors to come into the country with investment, foreign direct investment. No investor will come to an unsecure country. So the president should and has already taken measures from his appointment of service chief, the appointment of his national security advisor. You know that he is ready, by the grace of God, to secure the country. We members of the National Assembly, are ready to give him all the needed and required support for him to achieve his set objectives. Because the set objectives are all about making life better for Nigerians and Nigeria. So you secure the environment, and securing the environment will lead to proliferation of activities, business activities, particularly the real sector. Because if the real sector is as active as it should be, as to measure up with the endowment of the country, of course, we will be exporting, and by exporting, we will be generating a foreign exchange for the country, and will develop or improve on our foreign reserve, and which is you could clearly see how he streamlined the foreign this thing to a single window rather than multi-faceted windows of what do you call it? Our foreign.
All right, Senator.
I mean, naira to dollar and dollar to naira transactions.
All right. So we're out of time, but quickly in 30 seconds, what do you have in store for the people of Nasarawa State's senatorial district? In 30 seconds.
Have in stock?
What do you have in store for your people?
What I have in stock? I beg your pardon, please.
What do you have in store for the people of Nasarawa West Senatorial District? In 30 seconds.
Better life. Better life in all ramifications. Because they all know what I have had over the period in stock. Education, health, agriculture. Because even as a private person, I touched and I still touch lives in this sector. I have an education foundation that sponsors children of less privileged background. And then in the health sector, I had done all I could while during my sojourn at the National Assembly, and as a private person, I have done and I still do. So the people of Nasarawa West should expect that they had gotten from. It's just like what I said about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that we will not expect less than we had gotten by him in the past.
Thank you very much, Senator.
The people of Nasarawa State should also sit up to expect that or those that they had gotten from Wadada before now.
All right. Thank you very much, Senator Aliyu Wadada. I've been speaking with the senator representing Nasarawa West Senatorial District in the National Assembly. It's been an interesting conversation with you tonight. Thank you very much for coming on Politics Tonight. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you too. Enjoy the rest of your evening, yeah?